President Biden turning his back on reporters once again as he returns home to a country in turmoil. Listen.
All right, guys. No, there's no such thing as a quick one. I'm out of here. Thank you all very much.
Biden has a history of walking away or being pulled away from reporters attempting to ask him questions. Joining the conversation all morning long, Liz Peek and Lee Carter. Liz, one of the most enduring images of this presidency so far is the Easter Bunny having to intervene and cut the president off.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, who knew that the Easter Bunny would play a major role in our White House? Look, this is pathetic, I think, and offensive, actually. The president should be responsive to the American people. This one has done fewer press interviews, fewer press conferences than any in history, I believe, because he's incapable of doing it, Dagen. And his handlers are panicked every time he steps up in front of a microphone that he's going to commit a gaffe. And actually, I don't think they're gaffes. I think they're serious mistakes, like the ones he did about calling for Putin's removal, et cetera, that endanger the United States. I think Biden is not capable of being president, and he's not capable of talking to the American people.
There was a notable gaffe. The president, when he was overseas, mistakenly suggesting that Switzerland, not Sweden, is joining NATO. Listen. Do we have it?
Suggested we call the leader of Switzerland. My goodness, I'm getting really anxious here about expanding NATO. Sweden. And what happened was we got on the phone and she asked if she could come the next day to want to talk about joining NATO. Allies across the board are stepping up, increasing defense spending.
Lee, a verbal gaffe is one thing, but more troubling is the fact that Joe Biden keeps standing up there, and this is clearly part of the communication strategy, standing up on the national stage and on the world stage and saying inflation's higher in other countries other than the United States. The United States, see, I just made a gaffe, that the United States is growing faster than all other countries, and that Russia's the reason and Putin's the reason that energy prices and food prices are so high. And all of those things have been rebuked and refuted over and over again, even by Jay Powell saying, yes, inflation was a problem before the invasion of Ukraine, but they keep doing it.
You know, I mean, a gaffe would be one thing, and I think it would be forgivable if it weren't for all of these other problems as you're listing. There's just, it's sort of an overwhelming number of things that make people feel like the president isn't in control. He makes gaffes, well, okay. But when he continues to shift blame and say there's nothing we can do, when he continues to say that, inflation is temporary, or he says, the shelves in grocery stores aren't empty. He seems consistently to be out of touch, which is a much bigger issue than simple gaffes. But the American public has been somewhat forgiving of him. I mean, his polling numbers obviously are atrocious. But I mean, if you remember what happened when Dan Quayle couldn't spell potato, I mean, that was the end of his political career. And now we're looking at a sequence of gaffes that's sort of unending. Yeah.
And that, when Dan Quayle did that, that was before the internet. It was, I mean, it did exist, but that was, that's how lasting that was. But in terms of the polling, Lee, and we'll get to I'll talk to you about this later. His approval rating is the lowest of his presidency at 38%. 85% of Americans say that the U.S. is going in the wrong direction. So it can get worse. I mean, we're seeing that.
Yeah, it is really, really bad. And for everybody who said it could never get worse than it was under President Trump, his approval rating is lower than that. So let's just think about that for a moment.
Coming up.